Since so much fingerstyle blues playing is done in open position, one of the questions I get asked a lot is, how do I start playing up the neck? And a lot of times my answer is, why would you want to? Open position is the best. But if you do want to start moving up the neck, there are some cool things you can do. You don't have to learn every chord voicing for every chord in every position to start playing some cool moves. In this lesson, I want to show you how to play this A minor 6 chord and why it works. It's the basis for my tune Zoozoo Bingo, which I played on the way into this lesson. And if you'd like to get the complete tab for Zoozoo Bingo and learn how to play it, check out my membership, the Fingerstyle 5, at the link below. But right now in this lesson, let me show you what this chord is, how it works, and how you can start to fold it into the things you already know how to do in open position. So the chord voicing looks like this. And what we've got is, if we were playing A minor here in open position, we'd of course have the root and the fifth and the root and the flat third and the fifth. What makes a chord an A minor 6 chord is taking one of the fifths, that one or this one, and raising it a whole step to the 6th. So that we could take this A minor and go like this, which is kind of a stretch, but it's a cool sound. We could also just take this open position chord and add the 6th on top, which is the A minor 6 chord that you find if you look up this chord in like a Melba chord dictionary or whatever. They're both cool, but if you want to go a little further up the neck, you can get that 6th here with your index finger. And then you can get the minor third, the flat third of the chord here. So 4th fret on the 4th string, 6th fret on the 5th fret on the 3rd string. So many numbers. And then you still have the 5th on top. And I know you're thinking, well, what about this string? Well, you could do a couple things. You could double the 5th by doing that, but it's even better if you play the open 2nd string, because that note is the 9th. So now we have the 6th and the minor 3rd and the 9th, and those are kind of doing that thing against each other, and then the 5th on top. Super cool. Now, if you're playing with an alternating thumb groove, one thing you might do to set up a song that you're about to play in A minor is just to grab the thumb and the index finger on beats 2 and 4. So the bass is going to rock like this, 5th string, 4th string, 6th string, 4th string. And then every time you're grabbing the 4th string with your thumb, you're going to grab the 3rd string with your index finger. Which is just one way to sort of vamp or play a little repeating figure before you start to actually play the song. But now we can take this shape and go up here. Now we have a much more intriguing sound to kick things off with. And finally, if we don't want to just sit on the 1, we could rock between the 1 chord and the 5 chord. Now, if you were in open position, you might do it like this. So here's A minor, then we go to E7. So I'm just grabbing, my thumb is going to be going between the 6th string and the 4th string. My index finger is still grabbing the 3rd string. So, or I could just use an E major chord, right? So I keep this note constant on the 4th string. But now, if we're using this chord, A minor 6, when we just go up 2 frets, now we've got an E7 on the same string. So we've got, here's the 3rd of E7 and here's the flat 7. So we could have this, which is super cool. So if you were going to play a traditional blues like St. James Infirmary, you could open up with this kind of vamp. course, you could dress it up a little bit. You don't have to just sit on beats 2 and 4 like that. You could do a little bit of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now you get this syncopated thing. Like that, which is also kind of cool. So that's the kind of groove I was messing around with when I came up with the beginning of this tune of mine that goes like this. And you can see that it just uses that thing with a little bit of syncopation and then a couple of open strings. Open high string, open second string. So just taking that one chord shape up here at the 4th and 5th fret and combining with that E7 and using the open strings, a little syncopation, and there you go. Again, I'll be teaching this tune, Zoozoo Bingo, in my Fingerstyle 5 membership all this month. We'll have a basic version to get started with where you can just work on your right hand coordination and make sure you know where all the chord voicings are on the fingerboard. And from there, we'll go to a more embellished version where you'll learn how to syncopate the melody and add in more double stops. We'll also have a vamp that you can use as an intro or an outro for the tune so you can start to work on a complete arrangement of the song. There'll be tab for everything and a series of live streamed lessons where I'll walk through all the material, and there'll be plenty of time for you to ask me questions about technique, about the fingerings, or anything else about the song. In the meantime, if you've got a question about today's YouTube lesson, leave it for me down below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.